people.
Sarah.
Hi.
Welcome to FanFiction Funday.
FanFiction Funday.
I'm saving FanFiction. What was it?
Filibuster.
Because I think we should actually do that.
I think you're insane, but I think it could actually be fun.
I think our Patreon, or I think our Discord people would tune in to watch us just talk till we drop.
just read and read and read. Maybe we do it between seasons 3 and 4. It's our
There's an excellent story about one of the first I can't remember his name, the first avant-garde composers who wrote a piece that was I think it was 36 bars long, but it was meant to be played 1,247 times. And they would have different pianists come in and take over, and it played for something like 16 straight hours or something. This is in New York
Philip
in
Glass?
the 50s.
It feels like Philip
It was
Glass.
way before. It was before John Cage. I can't remember the guy's name. He's actually still alive.
He's still playing those same 16 bars.
But and you paid $2 to get in, and if you left early, you had to pay an extra $1 or something, and
hilarious.
you got your money back if you stayed. And somebody, this my favorite part is, I don't know if the person had been there the whole time, but when the last 16 hour, when the last note rang out, somebody yelled on.
Encore. That's good humor.
That's good humor.
That's really good humor.
All right.
Especially because the 16 bars were dun 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 dun.
Is that chopsticks?
Yeah, I just realized you can't do chopsticks with only one voice. Okay, let's introduce this fan fiction.
Yes.
Because I believe from our producer Ben's notes that this is the first fan fiction ever written by this author, or at least new to us in the Discord community. Yeah, we're excited to sort of introduce this person. I apologize in advance. I'm probably not going to get your name right. Well, this is called Shadows of Escape. It's by, I'm going to take a shot at Ismail Razanica.
That's
it
good.
Could be Ismail Razanica. It could be none of those. I am super sorry. Brief summary of what has happened so far. In Shadows of Escape, Michael and Sara are hiding in Panama after escaping from Yemen.
Whoa.
Season 5.
Okay.
But their safety is an illusion. Michael suffers from PTSD. Sara worries about LJ, who stayed with Lincoln in the U.S. So far, their safe house is attacked. By company remnants. Michael rescues Sara in a chaotic shootout. Pew pew. But she discovers that he was hiding a secret chip with company secrets. They escape into the jungle where they face an attraction that is forbidden.
Uh-oh.
Sara kisses him for the first time but doubts his loyalty. Now in the jungle, they run into a traitor from the group, which leads to an explosive confrontation. Okay. Okay. We're in Panama.
Yes.
Okay.
The humid Panamanian jungle pressed in like a living thing. Vines snaking around their ankles. Ugh. No, not a fan. The air thick with the scent of rot and rain. Sara's heart hammered, not just from the sprint, but from the heat of Michael's hand gripping hers. Rough, calloused, the same hand that had inked blueprints for impossible escapes. They had been running for hours since the safe house ambush, the crack of gunfire still echoing in her ears. Pew, pew, bullets had whizzed past her head, shattering the illusion of peace they'd clawed for after Yemen. Michael had shoved her behind a crumbling wall, his body shielding hers, whispering,
"Stay down, Sara. I've got this."
And he had, disarming two assailants with a scavenged knife, his movements a blur of calculated fury. But in the chaos, she'd seen the blood on his side, a graze from a stray shot, and worse, the glint of that damn chip in his pocket, the one he'd sworn he'd destroyed, company secrets, lies. Now, crouched behind a massive...
I want to know what that is.
Chiba tree.
Ceiba. Send us pictures.
Sara wiped sweat from her brow, her doctor's scrubs torn and muddled. Michael, she hissed, her voice low but edged with steel. You said it was over. The chip, the company's ghost. Why the hell do you still have it? He leaned against the trunk, breath ragged, his tattooed arms glistening under the dappled sunlight filtering through the canopy. Those blue eyes, always so piercing, softened for a fraction of a second. I was going to tell you after we got to the coast. It's leverage, Sara, against them, against anyone who comes for LJ or us. His hand reached for hers again, but she pulled back, the betrayal stinging like salt in a wound. Leverage, she laughed bitterly. Leverage, she laughed bitterly.
Sorry, that's all I got.
That was great. The sound swallowed by the jungle's symphony of insect buzz and distant monkey calls. You mean
that's not a monkey?
Excellent. I don't know what that was. You mean the same leverage that just got our house shot to hell? We're not in Fox River anymore, Michael. This isn't a puzzle you solve with tattoos and genius. This is our life. Her chest heaved, the proximity to him intoxicating, even in anger. The way his shirt clung to his chest, revealing the scars from Sona, from the boat, from everything they'd survived. She hated how her body betrayed her, how the adrenaline made her want to close the gap, not widen it.
Before he could respond, a twig snapped. Michael's head snapped up, his body tensing like a coiled spring. He pulled her down, his arm wrapping around her waist, pressing her back against the mossy bark. Close. Too close. She could feel the heat radiating from him, the steady thrum of his pulse against her side. Footsteps. Heavy, deliberate, not animals. From the underbrush emerged a figure Sara recognized with a chill. Victor, the smuggler they'd trusted to get them to the coast, tall, scarred, and with a smirk that once seemed charming. Now it was predatory. He held a machete loosely, but his other hand clutched a radio crackling with static.
Victor, come in, Victor.
Company code. Scofield, he called, his voice oily. You didn't think I'd forget the price on your head? 50 million from the old guard?
50 million?
Are you and your pretty doctor? Bonus. Michael's grip on Sara tightened, protective, possessive. Stay behind me, he murmured. But she shook her head, slipping a jagged rock into her palm, a makeshift weapon. No more damsel, not after everything.
Awesome.
Victor laughed. Yup. Victor laughed, stepping closer, the machete glinting. Come on out, or I radio the chopper. They'll glass this jungle, burn it all. His eyes raked over Sara, lingering too long, and her. They'll make it slow.
Oof. Victor. This has a this has a lot of menace. This one. Mm-hmm. Shadows of Escape.
Hey, Victor.
Head over to Patreon for the rest of this guy.
Yeah, if you want to see more Victor and watch Michael and Sara kick his ass, which I presume is what happens next. See you soon.
You don't know.
Bye.
Prison Breaking with Sara and Paul is a Caliber Studio production.
Your hosts have been inmates Sara Wayne Callies and Paul Edelstein.
Our prison warden is producer Ben Haber.
Cutting us up in the yard are our brilliant interns, Ariel, Alyssa, and Cade.
The front man of the Jailhouse Rock Band is me, Paul Edelstein, who made the music.
All the music. Our prison yard tattoo artist, logo, and brand designer is John Nunziato at Little Big Brands. Check him out at www.littlebigBrands.com.
Follow the show on YouTube and Instagram at Prison Break Podcast or email us at ppodcast@caliberstudio.com.
Join the watch party and our Discord community through the Patreon link in the show notes wherever you're listening to right now. They're amazing.
Prison Breaking with Sara and Paul has been a Caliber Studio production. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening.